Let me get a 20 spot.
Sure, Miles.
Hey, you know Phil.
Well, thank you, buddy.
Sure thing. See you later.
Hi.
I'm Miles Davis.
I know. Francis Taylor.
Look. This is my phone number. But now you don't have to stare. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The clip that you just saw was from the movie Miles Ahead, and the two actors are Don Cheadle and Emayatsi Coronaldi. Obviously two very dark-skinned actors, and the love interest is a very dark-skinned woman. I say that to say this. Maybe I'm looking at too many millennials videos, and it's starting to sound like whining. I looked at Chrissie's video, Dark Skin Victim Mentality. And as usual, Chrissie is complaining about lack of elevation and lack of promotion for the darker hued sisters. It's always the red bones and the light skin and the mixed or mulatto women that are getting all the promotion and all the roles, especially in mainstream media. And how it was black men's fault that we don't promote our dark-skinned women and we don't prefer our dark-skinned women. And if black men just changed their attitude or worked harder, then dark-skinned women's lives would be better because they would feel better about themselves. And as usual, she doesn't understand why black men don't think it is as big of a deal as she does. But for some reason, today it irritated me more than it usually does, because I have a family that runs from very dark skin to light skin. My daughter-in-law is of mixed race. I have a daughter and a sister that would be considered very, very dark. Even on the African continent, they would be considered very dark. So for me, it's irritating for women to bring up colorism. But that being said, I had decided to explore if her claims were true, that there were no dark roles for dark women. Or maybe dark women weren't getting their fair share of roles in mainstream media. Even though I know from my experience, black women aren't all dark. In fact, the majority of black women aren't dark. Most black women, especially in America, fit into that brown middle. You have very light-skinned women on top, and you have very dark-skinned women at the other range. So I don't know where Chrissie draws her line, but I'm going to draw the line at the paper bag test. I'm going to make Empire's Cookie as the dividing line. She's going to be the dividing line of dark-skinned women from light-skinned women. I'm going to put the character of Olivia Pope on the other side of the divide line and make her team light-skinned. And then I'm going to go through all the dark-skinned women, the ones from Cookie on down, and see how many roles there are for dark-skinned women, just to make sure dark-skinned women get their fair share. Starting with the fact that roles for women of color, of any color or race, are kind of not rare, but, well, let me just say it, rare. There's not going to be a plethora of roles in acting spots for women of color, especially dark-skinned women. But a few minutes on the internet, and this is what I found. Let's start with the obvious. Let's start with the black shows. For Team Dark Skin, Gabrielle Union, starring in Being Mary Jane. Now, she is the love interest. She is the star of the show. Everything that dark girls want to be, she embodies in Being Mary Jane as Mary Jane Paul. And as we wander over as the aforementioned Cookie, Taraji P. Henson in Empire. Again, one of those women that everybody wants to be as far as a dark-skinned woman. Glamorous, fabulous, and beautiful, right? Then we get into a little bit more regal and uplifting and intelligent and smart. She would be the dark-skinned Olivia Pope. On ABC's How to Get Away with Murder, Viola Davis stars as those steamy sex scenes that everybody wants to see. A regal older woman. So we have two birds in that particular camp. Now, what people would say is that Gnostic, that proves the point. There's not very many roles for dark-skinned women. But if you look at it, that's three mainstream roles for dark-skinned women. So that is more than representative. If you look at Hispanic or Asian, they don't have that many. But, oh, my fellow YouTube listeners, check this out. There's more. Let's look at the ones that aren't celebrated but are just in, or I should say just as much in mainstream that we overlook, especially the dark-skinned women. These are the dark-skinned women in mainstream television that you overlook every day. And Chrissie never mentions them. You never celebrate the people that are already there. Number one on the list is the actress in a starring role in Sleepy Hollow on Fox. You watch Fox, you watch Empire, but you never look at Sleepy Hollow. Nicole Bahari has been in a starring role in Sleepy Hollow for the last 4 seasons, but I have failed to see or hear Chrissie mention her. She's obviously a beautiful dark-skinned actress. She played Jackie Robinson's wife in 42, but we don't celebrate her, do we? We don't uplift her. She already has a platform. She already stars. She already makes money. And nobody ever comes in and reps her, do they? Especially the dark-skinned girls. Another unknown or less promoted dark-skinned actress that happens to be on Fox in the series Rosewood. Gabrielle Dennis is a dark-skinned actress, a beautiful dark-skinned actress. I don't see Chrissie or any other dark-skinned woman that complains about dark-skin promotion even mentioning her. Is it because she doesn't always wear skimpy clothes? Or she's not jumping from bed to bed with a number of different men? Is that why? But let's keep going. Quantico has a very beautiful dark-skinned actress, Anjanae Ellis. She plays a very prominent role as an assistant director of the FBI. I would say a lead role in a primetime series would qualify as what? Promotion. I'm just saying. Brescia Webb in the NBC series Truth Be Told is also a very beautiful dark actress. Nobody ever mentions her name. Nobody ever says that she's not being promoted. There's no platform. And this is mainstream. We're not talking about some little web series or some video from a rapper. We're talking about well-paid actresses in a primetime series on a mainstream network. We're not even talking about cable. And last on this particular list is Yaya DaCosta. She plays April Sexton in the NBC series Chicago Med. It's probably not one of those TV shows that black people actually watch. It's mostly watched by white women. But I don't see the sisters repping it. We don't watch that stuff. So if just because we don't see it, it doesn't exist. All these beautiful black women in leading roles and important roles ignored by black women because black women don't watch it. But then dark women are butthurt because they don't see themselves. And the thing is, they're actually swimming in them. They're swimming in dark roles and they're all around you. We don't promote these particular characters. Miles Ahead has a very beautiful dark couple. But since we don't rep it or we don't promote it, it gets ignored. If it's not cooning or buffooning, it's not in one of those wives series or one of those gangster series that we like Empire, or one of those sister series like Scandal, we ignore them, even though they're all around, and we swear up and down that there are no black roles for dark women, and there are tons of them. All these examples are very well-known shows, and most of these examples are on mainstream media TV during prime time, with big budget primetime shows. What I think it really boils down to is if we're not treating dark women like Kim Kardashian and we're not lusting after their pictures and we don't have them pent up on our walls half naked, then they don't think they're being appreciated. And the bottom line to millennials is that nobody really owes you anything. Just like dark-skinned guys or short guys or fat guys or guys that are too skinny or guys that don't have the right texture hair, you have to work with what you have and make the best of with what you have. That's the genetic roll of the dice. Men accept it and women complain about it. Men take what they have and they make the best of what they have. Women, especially dark women, take what they have and complain to men about them not making the best of what dark women have. And for the last little bit in this particular video, I'm going to leave Chrissie and the dark-skinned women with two very distinct dark-skinned idols that nobody ever mentions and everybody overlooks when they talk about black women not being promoted. Two of the most famous black women in the entire globe are dark-skinned women. They're not supermodels, but you see their pictures everywhere and everybody knows their name. Serena Williams is known worldwide as the best female tennis player maybe in history. Her shape and her form in bikinis and all types of dress are well known. Black men have been lusting after Serena Williams for 15 to 20 years. Everybody reps her except dark-skinned girls. And second is the First Lady. Michelle Obama will never be accused of having good hair or light skin or green eyes, but she just may be one of the most famous black women in history. And she's not light skinned. She's a dark skinned woman, but I don't hear dark skinned girls repping Michelle Obama. All I hear is how dark skinned women are ashamed of how they look, what kind of hair they have, and they're butthurt because black men prefer something else. Michelle Obama took what she had and made something of herself. Same thing with Serena Williams. They took what they had and they made something of themselves. They never asked anybody to provide a platform for them. They provided their own. And I think that should be the takeaway from this video. Stop crying to somebody else to love you, to promote you, to show your symbols. Get out there and be better. Get out there and prove yourself. Get out there and make yourself desirable. The old saying, build a better mousetrap and the world will be the path to your door. It's always been true and it still is. With that, I'm just going to say BGS out.